the things about reference use a lot. Reference helps you to make the paints better.
Welcome to the Pixel Paper Podcast, a series where we get to know the creative processes behind up-and-coming digital artists. My name is Noor, graphic designer and work-in-progress artist, and I'll be your host for this series. Welcome back to the Pixel Paper Podcast. We are back with another episode of Season 1 after a short break. I'm super excited because continuing on from the last season, we have yet another vivid artist who specializes in concept and background art, and he is all the way from South America, Brazil specifically. Douglas Murakami encourages us through his own process to experiment wildly and try new things, like what would an orange sky look like, or what if we mash two old sketches together? Douglas shares his own super practical tips on how to get started with making really cool art in this episode. I really wanted to start season 2 with this episode because it's an extra special one, as it's accompanied by a YouTube walkthrough where Douglas shares a lot of really cool insights into his process by basically creating an art piece from start to finish. And I know that I've learned a lot from him, so you can head over to the link in the description to check it out, or go to the Instagram where you will also find the link. Now let's sit back, get comfy, and enjoy. Hi Douglas, how are you?
Hello, I'm good.
Can you please introduce yourself to the audience?
My name is Douglas Murakami. I'm a freelance illustrator from Brazil, and I like to paint fantasy environments and some creatures.
Cool. So I follow your art because I love how bold and vibrant your colors are, and you have really, really cool compositions. So how did you develop your style to get where it is now?
I didn't remember when I began to paint like that, with so colorful and bright. There is, but I think the I think I developed this style more because Instagram. When I start to use Instagram, I saw in some sites the photos should be bright, colorful, sharp, né? So I start to applicate these things on all my paints in my paints.
Yeah, no, that's cool actually. I think it works for your artwork. If you go on your Instagram, people will notice that you normally do 3 images per layout on one post. So is there a reason for this?
Not not really. I don't know when I start to do this. I was searching in my old files. I had this thing with three different paintings since 2008, I think, and was so crazy photos together, mixed together. And I think I start to when I start to learn painting, how to paint, I start to use that as a start point, right? So I like to start with so much painting abstract, so I have this libertiness, it's freedom, so you can paint anything. It's it's great for me. For me, it works really well. Some people don't understand. They saw the my process and they say, I can't understand anything, but the final is great. And for me, it's like something like that, but I w- I work with references, so I know, right? I know what I want to do. So at start, don't look very well. You can understand anything, but the final image, I know. Yeah, I can say already. So it's for me, it's easier than for other people.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's important that the audience understands what the final result is?
Yeah, I think I try to show some abstract paintings, and the people didn't like it. So I yeah, abstract is kind of it's kind of hard for some people. I saw in some articles uh, that some people can imagine fantasy things. They need to see some real places to think to 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 imagine that image. They need real places to imagine fantasy place.
Do you care about your audience reaction?
I at start, yes. At start, when are you growing, you really think about likes, about how many people saw, how many. But now in Instagram is very weird. Less days, less months. The reach, the all the it's all bad for everyone. So now I don't care so much. I care to paint every week, né? So I have something to do, but I don't have that pressure to make something every day or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. So in a way, it's good,
yeah, yeah.
somewhat.
I care
Yeah.
about the people, but but yeah, some people just want every day, paints every day,
Mm. Wow.
and they're not paying us, right? Don't get anything to so I just chill and painting whatever I want.
Uh huh. Yeah. Cool. Where do you get ideas for the concepts in your art?
I from photos, right? The
Mm-hmm.
photos, videos, the YouTube, the
Mm.
I like dreams, man. I like to sleep a lot, so I dream a lot. Yeah, it's because I stay a lot in my home, so I
Yeah.
almost don't leave. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, photos and videos
Mm-hmm.
was Pinterest, né? Photos and Pinterest and YouTube
Mm-hmm.
videos. Yeah, I like to see
Yeah.
some people traveling, so I can travel. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't have so much money to go travel,
Uh-huh.
so that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So art is like a way for you to travel without spending money.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
like to travel to go outside. Yeah, but we can
Uh-huh.
right now. We can.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. How how does your process work? What do you do to go from, idea to finished piece of artwork?
I have so many ways to make them. So many. I like to mix a lot. Like I start sometimes I start with just one brush, black and white, and then I change color and just go changing the shapes. And like I said before, I like to paint a lot of abstract things. So I can see I can see certain things in abstract. So abstract for me is like open the world. So I can paint different things that I can imagining before. I can see before. So for me it's or or I start with a photo, a reference photo. I start with a stud. I go studying the photo first, and then I make a second version uh, without to see the photo, just what I learned uh, in the process. And then the third version is I just with the all the things I learned, I do another paint completely different and but follow the same shape, colors, and so and that's a very good way to work. Some people don't know, right? I just have some hard thoughts about the paints of other people because some people like to do they need to see the like the draw this in your style, right? There's so popular, but basically you are copying the drawing of other people. You don't need to think too much. You just need to use your style. Some people just copy direct, like exactly the other artist drawing. And I don't know. I think this way is limit yourself too much. You just copying the other people drawings and to get like to get views. You get a lot views, a lot like, but I think you don't increase your skills. You don't progress, né? You don't evolve. So I don't like I I start to do this before, but now I don't know. I think it's or you can just change everything. I like to change everything. And ah, there's like some ah I like to use the colors or the shapes, but sometimes it's a girl, so I make a male or a robot, a creature. Like yeah, so different. And the people, the other artists like the you thought different, and you have a other approach. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, and in my other option, other method, I like to use my other old paintings. Yeah, like I start this for me. It's for fast painting, speed painting. I like this a lot because you already have the colors or have the shapes, everything, and just need to think other shapes and colors. And for me, I like to use a lot this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really like because I'm reading through your answers, I really like the different processes that you do. I think it's really unique, maybe, because You also mentioned the draw this in your style, kind of your thoughts on it, which I think is quite interesting. So I'd like to ask you, do you have any tips for people who rely on references a lot or they rely on copying photos a lot? Do you have any tips for them to start thinking for themselves when it comes to making art?
Yeah, some people think uh, the reference is a cheating. Some people think like that. Like you can use reference. What? Why? It's not. Uh, you use reference to fast think, to fast paint, to you don't need to think too much. Some some things you like uh mountain. There is lots of types of mountain, but when you use a photo reference of mountain, the painting looks like a mountain. If you make any you can start to see the reference is every professional, every work you will do, everyone will use a reference, right? It's for you to it's for help you to make the paints. So I for me for assim, a tip for me it's do a study of reference. Uh, make a take a mountain photo reference. So you do the study like do everything you see in the photo. The most precise thing, like if you are painting a real photo. Try to don't at start you can pick the colors from photo. At start the first one you can pick. If you can't see with the eyes, right? The colors, the right colors with the eyes, you can pick with the right colors on the photo. The second, the first you try your hard. You make it like exactly the photo. The second, you just remove the photo and you have the your painting, your mountain painting, and then you start to make it, try to make the most precise things, but don't copy color. Don't pick your colors. Né? You see with the eyes. Try to your best to match the colors with your eyes. And the third, you make your own version, your own style. Yeah. So you do this a lot with almost every pen you do this. You will improve a lot the how to pick the colors, how to make a mountain, how what the details, right? The how how the shadow color in the shadow, color in the lighting, and this will help a lot. Né? And, and for everyone who think the reference is cheating, is because they didn't try to they didn't have a work. When you work every day, every day, every time, you need to do the things the most correctly and fast, right? You don't have a week to paint a sketch. You have some hours. I I had the previous work I picked the briefing at morning, and I had to think until uh, till 12 p.m. né? So I had like 3 or 4 hours to to see to try to understand the briefing, because the briefing is so vague, so there's no uh, details, right? There's no, you need to think to see and to make the all the make that words in paint, né? Transform the words in paint. It's so hard, because you I work with a writer, the writer of game, né? He he thought about the world, about the characters, the place, everything. So he knew everything. Everything was in his head. And when you saw the briefing, what you need to do, it's very vague. You don't have enough reference. You don't know if the mountain he fought is is green or yellow. You need you need to do the things. And what I I had so many. I had this thing to work fast, and I like to work fast, to sketch and final, right, real fast. But he wanted to for me to slow a lot, to take the process, each step, to show him if everything was right or no. And for me, it's very hard to to do this to the black white, to just shadow, just no. I just want to put color. I just want to put final to effects, and I had to adapt my work with him. So I had to make exactly what he wrote, né? Exactly. You can you can change anything. If there's a red mountain with a castle, you need to do that. Exactly. You yeah. So the things about reference use a lot. Reference helps you to make the paints better.
Mm,
That's it. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. I think it's quite interesting what you said about you work with a writer. That's something that I've not really heard before, especially from any of the guests that I've interviewed. So when you are working with this writer, do you normally come up with a mood board or a vision board before you start doing the drawings?
No, because I work indie studio, right? Had like 15 people, I think, and I think was 10 when I start. What I think was 10 artists, and just me doing environments. So I just so just me and writer. the the other artists had the director, né? Right? The director artist for the cards, and for me, just the environments. So I had to talk with him a lot. And my first painting, I want to draw a lot, like right. The your first paint is the you want to give a good impression. So I did I the it was a test, right? The first one was a test. So my boss asked for me, do three sketches from this seat. So I never had to make a seat before. So for me, like a seat is big, right? So oh my god, I draw like uh, 10 or 15 sketches and sent like 7. I think I sent 7. But the reality, I just had to send 1 or 2. So they saw 7. Wow, he can campaign fast and, and in short days. So I start to do 3 paintings in one week, and uh, while the other artists had to do one painting in one week. So at start it was crazy because you don't know anyone, you don't know everything. You do before to join the studio, you just draw what you want to draw, and it's easier to do these things. When you had a job, to a briefing to do exactly that thing, you can explore many things. You can change the styles too much. So you get like a lock, right? You don't have too much freedom to explore. It creates a block in your head. So I I I I think I took so long to go back to before I joined. So before the mood, the speed, yeah, like I I I start to I painting. I did painting in one day before to uh, I think I paint 3 paintings a day before I joined the studio. And yeah, and then they saw this on Twitter and thought, wow, this guy can paint a lot in one day. Then my boss, when he reached me to me, he saw I want the you paint faster, and because I want somebody to paint faster, right? My job was to paint faster in in few days. So I had like 3 months. And my contract was 3 months. So and he want because the game was going to launch in 3 months. So he wanted somebody to work fast. And and then I started to work fast, and then I saw the other artists making the one paint one week. So I talked with my colleague, uh, the 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 artist director, to slow down, and if he could talk the boss to for me to slow down. So the they talk, and the boss just accept to do for me to do one paint in one week. And for me it was great. I was, yeah, the Yeah, the problem with to paint too much, I think for me, I lose the interest the paint. It's kind of boring. You can see so many errors, so many small things you want to change, and I think even the photos that I post on Instagram, like 5 minutes later or 10 minutes later, I just start to see the errors. Yeah, like oh no, there's some stroke. And the truth is just you see these problems, right? Like this stroke, it's so yeah. Any work when you have 1 week, one work 2 week, for me it's good because you have 2 days to you plan it. You need to yeah, I had 2 days to do sketch, 1 day to finish the sketch, and I sent to the writer, and then I had Friday and I had Thursday and Friday to finish. That's Monday and Thursday, Tuesday to sketch. Wednesday I send the writer gave the feedback, and Thursday and Friday I finish. This this is for me is the best way. But I could painting uh, Monday, Tuesday. Monday you do sketch, and Tuesday you finish. But the you need to get the feedbacks. This why you take so long, right? It's more about feedbacks than you painting. And sometimes you do everything. If you do everything before the feedback, the the people, the writer, I don't know, the other people certainly will see something to change, right? I did it before. I as I said before, I want to give a good impression, so I did uh, other paintings. Other paintings, they don't they don't ask they don't ask it, right? So I did this one because I think it will I want to explore other places, so I did this one, and the boss just gave a had to talk to me with me, like I didn't want to. I didn't ask you to do this. Why you did this, right? It was like very mad. Like what are you mad in, right? I did this for free. It's and it was great. Like it was I think it was one of the best paint that I did, and he didn't like it because he didn't ask. That's it. He didn't like it because was don't know ugly. I don't know because he didn't ask. There was so after that day, I just draw what he asked, right? He asked to draw just a city, was one city. That's it. That's it. Yeah, it's kinda, yeah, it's good that you have some, yeah, some, like, I don't know the word, but you don't need to think too much. You want to do so much, but
Right.
yeah,
So someone to keep you in
uh,
check. Someone
you, yeah,
someone to keep you in control.
yeah.
Under control. Yeah.
It's kind of hard
Yeah.
when
Okay.
you draw this for yourself, like, right? But it's good. I had so many problems with the writers, but after we you understood how it worked, it was perfect, right? You just okay. He understood how I did the things, and I understood how he see the things, and yeah, and so he just do this, yeah, right. Just typing in Discord what I had to do, and that's it. We just thought just later, just later in the weekend. And for me, it's great this way.
Cool. That's good. That's nice. So I think we've gone off topic a lot. I want to get back to the questions that I asked you before. And one of the questions I had was about your colors because they're very saturated and vibrant. So how do you choose your colors?
And uh, I choose from reference, right? The some some people you can see in real life too. Okay, the colors in real life, there's many saturated colors, not like the shop ones, but in real life you can see bright colors. You can even see white colors, right? Just but black colors, you I think you don't see black colors, but white color you can see. And I use a lot of reference, so and push the colors a lot. You can choose if the plants are green, you can use other colors, right? Can use the green, yellow, blue, purple, and make yeah. You don't need to stick just to dark green, right? Instead to dark green, you can use a dark blue with some yellow. That's it. You go mix some colors to make it more interesting, I think.
Normally, I ask people uh, the creative rut question, which I'm sure by this point the audience, if they're listening, is very familiar with. But I'm going to ask you, what does your art mean to you?
Art for me is to show my dreams. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
for the other people. There's no there's no a good answer for that. I don't know.
No, I think that's a good answer. That's a good answer.
And for you,
See, I was thinking about the answer to this question. Honestly, I'm not sure either. If someone asked me that question, like you just have, I'm not sure. It's yeah, it's a way of expression. It's a way of storytelling. You know, I think storytelling is something that's important to humans, and art is one way of doing that. You've shared a lot of valuable tips, and I'm hoping it's going to be really useful for our audience. It's been useful for me at least.
any Brazilian
No,
you
you're the first.
interviewed?
No, you're the first.
Okay.
Represent.
Represent.
All right, Douglas. Thank you so much for your
All
time.
right. Thank you.
I hope you've enjoyed this episode with Douglas, and as I said, if you want to see an even more detailed walkthrough of his process, you can click the link in the description or head on over to the Instagram at Pixel Paper Podcast, and you should find the link in the bio. For me, the one practical tip I learned was to take old paintings of mine and just completely distort them and change the saturation or the levels, find different colors and then start coming up with a new painting from that. And I've even tried it a couple of times, but because I'm super creatively restricting on myself, it's been hard, but it's been really nice to break the monotony of how I usually make paintings. Let me know what you've learned over on Instagram, and I'll see you next week for another episode of the Pixel Paper Podcast. Bye!